The parents of a 19-month-old Pennsylvania baby found dead late last year from dehydration and neglect appeared in court last Friday to face multiple charges against them both. James Kaczynski, 26 years of age, and Valentina-Varela, 25 years of age, are each charged with involuntary manslaughter, endangering the welfare of a child, and reckless endangerment in the death of their daughter, Phoenix Kaczynski, on December 23, 2022. Emergency medical personnel who responded to the home found the toddler dead in a bedroom with rigor mortis already set in. She had sunken eyes and fingertips with no coloration. Clearly, she had been dead for at least a fairly long time, more than 24 hours. The investigation determined that both parents hadn't checked on Phoenix in more than 24 hours. The coroner's office found that Phoenix's stomach was empty, except for a small amount of fluid, and with that, her death was ruled a homicide caused by dehydration and metabolic imbalance due to neglect. Essentially, 19-month-old Phoenix Kaczynski died because her parents couldn't be bothered to give her water, couldn't be bothered to feed her. She died of dehydration and metabolic imbalance. The investigation found that Phoenix was left for a period of greater than 24 hours. She was basically just left alone, not able to feed herself, not able to get herself some water, 19 months old. Further to that, the conditions of the room were described as hot and dry. This happened in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure of the typical weather there, but the baby, Phoenix, and the living conditions were generally unkempt. Phoenix had mats in her hair. There were no baby monitors in the house. It seems that it wasn't a healthy environment for a child. Well, clearly that's the case. I did prepare this article more than a week ago. There may have been further development since I prepared this article, but that is the information that I have at this point. So it's an absolute tragedy. 19-month-old Phoenix Kaczynski found dead December 23rd, 2022. It's been declared that she died due to dehydration and metabolic imbalance, essentially not fed, not given water, believed to be, or confirmed to be, left alone for more than 24 hours. Her body found with rigor mortis already set in, sunken eyes, fingertips with no coloration. Her parents had completely zoned out or checked out. And I'm using very polite terms there, aren't I? Her parents, James Kaczynski and Valentina-Varela, Louise, did not care for Phoenix, in my estimation. They gave her no proper treatment, no protection, no security, no food, no water. Certainly in the last 24 hours of her life. She was left in a hot, stuffy room alone, if I understand correctly. So the parents are both facing a litany of charges, involuntary manslaughter, I believe, being the one with the longest potential sentence attached to it. I hope that they're both found guilty. I hope that they both are sentenced a long amount of time. Obviously, I'm making assumptions here. They haven't faced a trial as yet. I'm just running with the details presented in one article, which I have a tendency to believe what's written in the articles, and I could be wrong. I certainly am wrong on some occasions, no doubt. But my take on it is that the parents are clearly to blame. The coroner's report surely confirms that. Phoenix died due to dehydration and metabolic imbalance due to neglect. The parents are obviously the ones responsible for ensuring the safety and well-being of their child, Phoenix, and they did not do that. If they had have done, she would be alive. So I'm thinking this is an open and shut case, and I'm hoping that they find adequate justice, meaning that they're sentenced properly. I hope Valentina-Varela doesn't get a break just because she's a woman, which I've seen several times before, many times before. I hope they both get a long sentence in jail, and I hope that they're treated in an appropriate, representative way of how they treated their child, Phoenix Kaczynski. They decided to abandon Phoenix Kaczynski, to neglect her, to not feed her adequately, to not give her water adequately, to leave her in a hot, dry, stuffy environment. So I hope that the guards and fellow inmates in whichever institutions these two scumbags find themselves in once they are sentenced, I hope that the guards and inmates are able to treat them both in a representative fashion. They treated their child, Phoenix Kaczynski, 19 months old, with utter contempt, neglect, and I would like to see them get a taste of their own medicine. I'll wrap things up at this point. Thanks for listening. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. I will be trying to make many more videos. I doubt I'll be able to keep up with the pace that I once did, but I might. We'll see. But in any case, don't watch too many of my videos. videos. Dip in, dip out. The reason why I say that is because they are very disturbing subjects, and I think it is beneficial, not necessarily enjoyable, but beneficial to perhaps listen to these videos, or certainly to consider these tragedies for a few minutes. But we can't listen to them all day. We've got to move on. We've got to do other things with our time that have a little bit more light in them. I'd like to make videos with more light in them, but haven't figured out how to do that. So in the meantime, don't watch too many of my videos, but I do appreciate your time nonetheless. Take care.